It's the Zach Sang Show. Zach Sang Show.
Zach Sang Show. Jon Bellion is here. Hello, sir. Come on. You bring a posse and they don't even clap for you.
Horrible posse. Horrible posse.
Come on. Yeah, Tony, the biggest fan. I am so happy to have you here.
Dude, thank you for having me. We got the phone call out right on the flight for you guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop and I'm blushing. It's true. Yeah. I'm a massive fan of the human condition.
Oh, dude. Thank you.
The album speaks to me. Like, I feel like this, if my life was a Disney movie, you are pretty much perfect for giving me a soundtrack.
That's literally the goal. That was literally the creative goal. So it makes me happy.
It's also cool to, like, kind of, like, hear the similarities and hear that, like, if I feel like my high school's being played out in an album almost.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's literally the goal.
Growing up in Long Island, that's where you're from. Where on the island?
Yes, sir. Like the Smithtown, Lake Grove area.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dude, Pack Hog, Farmingdale.
Oh, wow, okay.
Old stomping grounds.
I see you right now.
You know, very nice. I mean, that's in this album, isn't it?
Oh, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. No matter how old you are, you think of your favorite Disney movie, it kind of takes you back to a certain time or this fuzzy feeling. If it's raining, you want to watch Disney movies, or you know what I'm saying? So I think, what they've accomplished in their product, it was something to aspire to. So I'm really happy that at least with you, I struck the chord.
A song on this album, like, how long have you had the lyrics for some of these songs?
Oh, man.
Years?
Yeah.
It took you 2 years to do it.
Yeah. Some records took 9 months. Some records took 14 months to make, between the production and the lyricism and different things. So, yeah, it took a really long time to finish that album. That was a labor of love, for sure.
But there's a lot of depth to the lyrics, and I feel like there's either two ways for you to kind of capture that, right? It's in the moment, afterwards, you're going to write it down or do a phone memo or whatever.
Yeah.
Or there's like a series of like deep reflection with yourself. Right? Because you're 25 now, high school and like Long Island life, it's been a minute.
It's been a long minute.
There has to be some reflection there, right?
Of course. I think a lot of it has to do with just the scrutinization of the product. I think, that's my best friend since 4th grade right there. He assists me full time now.
That's good.
All that good stuff. He was with me through the whole album process. So
I heard
as
him
my
in
witness.
The song. Yeah.
So basically, like, we just overthought everything on this album. Is this too wordy? Is this not relatable enough? Is this, the goal for the whole album was black, white, skinny, fat, tall, short, Christian, whatever. We wanted to bring people together, kind of like what Pixar does. So it's, it was just that. Reaching for that constantly was a labor. It's writing literal 3 words on a chalkboard and saying, do these 3 words, is this the best way of saying this statement of what I'm trying to get across, or can we replace this word with this word, and what will relate to a 75-year-old woman or a 14-year-old?
In terms of artists, I mean, you're different, right?
Yeah,
I kind of think that like a side of you believes that music should be free.
There's a strong side of me. I mean, my first 3 albums, I did
free
100% of them myself, the writing, the production, the whole 9. And I think maybe 2 records that were co-produced on, but it was all free. No samples, no nothing. It was all original music out for free. But that's what got me to this point, though. I think even the labels and where we are in music as a whole right now, the music is the Wild West. The music industry is the Wild West. There are no rules. There's no there's no person you could shake hands with in the industry right now, I don't care who you are, that could say, I'm going to change your life and the public's going to love you tomorrow. You can't you can't fake the funk anymore. The music has to be very good. The music has to be solid. That's how it comes through. Or you have to have a phenomenal gimmick.
Is it a challenge for you to look at your songs and be like, okay, how do I go pop without sacrificing the art?
Oh my God, yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
My goal is to make the iPhone every time I make a song. It's a square and it's artistically intriguing with all the things that are happening that are going on. But no matter if you give it to a child, he will get to the apps and the games, whether you tell him how to do it or not. It's user friendly. It's funny. All these musicologists, they want to review the album.
Yeah.
Tons of albums got horrible reviews. Kid Cudi, Kanye West, when they first came out, and then 10 years later they look back in Rolling Stones like it's a triumph and a masterpiece.
The greatest thing.
So I don't really get caught up in it. But a lot of these guys will be reviewing the album and say, there's such easy lyrics. It just feels like anyone can understand these lyrics. I'm trying to bring people together opposed to segregate them. I'm not trying to be the leader of some cool niche cult that's like breaking through. No, the object of music for me is to bring people together. That's why the album cover looks the way it does. It looks like a Disney movie. That brings people together no matter who you are. So,
And I mean, that is a bar that you set for yourself that you can kind of like, I mean, what is the studio like when you're there? Is it an intense environment? Because you have to give, right? You have producers in there. You're starting a session by giving that beautiful speech. I mean,
Well, I worked closely with two producers, OG and Volta.
Yeah.
They're remember that name. They're gonna come out with their own EPs and whatever. I work closely with them. Those are really the only two guys I worked with. I didn't really work with mega producers or anything like that.
No.
I'm in control of my products, so I usually just pick the people that I prefer to, because I know that's how you breed a new sound. You don't want to go with somebody who's on top of the world, because everybody's heard that before. What was the original question? See, now you're diving into it.
Control. I mean, when you're in a studio with these guys, I mean, in creative environment, you don't start with the iPhone spiel, so they're not nervous. They don't feel like they need to
These guys, OG and Volta, shout out to them. We've had many long conversations before even starting the album. I was very scared to bring people in. I expressed to them my anxieties about it. I expressed to them how I do 100% of this myself. So if you guys come in and the sound gets sacrificed, and they were like, let's just see how it goes. And then we made a couple of records and it was just phenomenal. So as far as control goes, I like to write things in the studio. Is this an audible iPhone? I have that written on paper on the wall when I'm creating. We have a dry erase board that's the size of the wall, and every time I come to a moment of insecurity, you write it down and then you address it. Is this snare really sound? Will someone be like, oh, that's a classic hip hop snare from this circa this to this or whatever. Is there a way to counteract that? That's the level of detail that went into the album. Everything was questioned. The kicks, the snares, the hi-hats. I would say words. Him is my witness. I would record the same line 400 times and say, is this S way too S-y?
Yeah.
Is people going to be annoyed by that? Is this it's a lot.
What's it like working with a full choir? Did you have to kind of conduct them?
Yeah. I don't know how to read music.
Really?
I have a song on my chest and I played it into the computer and the computer printed it out and I got a tattoo. That's how musically uninclined I am. So yeah, my band, my college buddies, when we rehearse and stuff, it's very yo, can you make this more green, or can you do the thing? And they know how I talk because I don't speak musically. They're used to my language at this point. But with the choir, we had to write down, transcribe on paper for them to read. And it's funny because we took all the choruses from the whole album and the choir sang every single chorus on the last record of the album on the outro. So they're looking at the paper and a lot of the choruses on this album are bum ba dum bum.
Yes.
They're not saying anything. So people are reading over 30-piece string section. They're bum ba dum bum bum bum. And I had to explain to them how to deliver it and stuff. So it was a long process, but it was worth it. I think the climax, the ending, the outro on the album is super grand, super epic.
It's whose voice is on that? It's yours and
a homie I went to school with. His name is Sheldon Ray.
Okay.
He's just one of the best vocalists I've ever heard in my life. The day I met him in college, I was like, oh, I gotta,
beautiful.
show his God-given talent to the world somehow, and I think that was it. And then the second half is Travis Mendes, who's on All Time Low and Guillotine.
Yeah, Guillotine, such a great track.
Thank you.
And watching that you perform that live, the energy in the theater.
Oh man,
it's amazing to see the response and them all come together and they know every single word. And at the time, the album had barely been out.
about 10 days.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. No, we literally had a conversation in the bus when we first got on for tour, and we were like, yeah, it's only been out for a few days. If people don't know it, that's okay. By the end of tour, hopefully,
they'll get it.
Our first day, I think, was in Boston, and it was every line, to even Black Keys' intricate rap on Way to the World. Every single line, kids were just screaming it. And that's how I think we knew when we got off stage. We said, the writing was, remember, writing it all down on the dry erase board.
Exactly.
And saying, does this word fit? Is this easier to say? Is this conversational? It showed.
Paid off.
Yeah.
Proof
They
of
were
labor.
unconsciously singing it. It wasn't this
Yeah.
it's cool.
I'm picking myself apart as I sing the records in my car. And it's true. I mean, those words make a difference.
Yeah.
Every little thing matters.
Super true. By the way,
Yeah.
just to throw this out, it's one of the best interviews I've done
Oh,
on this long
I can imagine.
promo and conversations with the same person with the same questions over and over again. This is
Thank
the most
you.
welcomed and comfortable and informed I feel like this has been. So I appreciate it.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Oh, ridiculous.
But you have a lot of fans. I mean, Megan Trainor's
Congratulations.
Fans, you do. But Megan Trainor is a huge fan of yours. She's always talking about your music. Or Shawn Mendes, I saw post something the other day.
Yeah.
People are responding within the community.
Yeah.
You like that? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
No, I hate it.
I wish no. To have I gotta watch how I word this.
No, I mean,
I'm not necessarily privy to that realm of music. I make pop music.
Okay.
I don't listen to it at all. So there'll be times, like even when Shawn first hit me up, no, he was with me. I was like, bro, my Twitter's like exploding. I'm like, what is going on? It wasn't even loading. There were so many like things, and it's like Shawn Mendes, like what is the deal? Like I click on his name, it's millions of followers, and I got privy to his world. I'm like, yo, like there are people that are out here right now, like destroying lives. I had no idea. So then he ended up hitting me on the DM. We talk, and we plan on making music in the future. And the same thing with 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah.
I'm not privy to. I'm just not hip. Like I'm just not. I'm not in that world. So when they're reaching out and they're just like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but like there's like 14-year-old girls like freaking out, like King, Slay Me, like things that I don't even understand. This culture, so there's a subculture of like insane pop things that are going on in the world. I'm new to all this. I was an underground artist making mixtapes from my room, listening to like Death Cab. Like I'm like being introduced to this world that's like, yo, like there's so many humans out there with so many fans. Like it's so crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, there's a giant level of dedication, and it's like a great community, and the pop music community I think continues to grow. It continues to evolve. There's a lot of like great artists just coming up.
Yeah.
And do you look at the landscape now and say, okay, how do I grow within it? Maybe it is a record with Shawn Mendes or 5 Seconds of Summer.
I don't.
What do you think?
Just say it.
Wu-Tang raised me.
Yeah.
Death Cab changed me. You should go and ask Rihanna if my pen game's crazy.
Exactly.
My artistry is everything. That's my baby. But when it comes to publishing, it's you pay me. So you have to compartmentalize and see what the right thing to do for your career is always. If I was to make a song with 5 Seconds of Summer, let's be frank. Like,
you don't want to be
my fans don't have to worry. Like it's gonna be a dope record. I'm gonna use it the right way. It's not gonna be no sellout. Not that they're sellouts, but I'm saying like it's not gonna be no teeny bopper. Like that's just not my style. It's not my craft. So yeah, I think making a record with Shawn. Did you know it's crazy too? Sorry to go on these tangents.
No.
Shawn Mendes, these 5 Seconds of Summer kids, all these kids, which I was not privy to. That a lot of people might say on the outside, oh, corny, like teeny bopper. These kids are musicians.
Yes.
Shawn Mendes, like Yo, the kid is like 12 and he's like bodying the guitar better than my 30-year-old homie. Yeah. So I'm getting ahead of myself. But a lot of these guys, like these kids are playing the bass. They're really playing the bass. Like they're
it's
really
no joke.
No, and like I said, you can't fake the funk in this day and age anymore. Ed Sheeran is like he's so talented. He's just such
crazy.
a great lyricist and talented, and a lot of ignorance kind of tries to overshadow that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would make a record with any of them because they're all the girl.
Who?
She reached out on Twitter.
Camila from Fifth Harmony. I was gonna ask about her.
Fifth Harmony is the name of it.
She's a cool chick.
Also, I saw like I just went on Twitter. I'm seeing the acoustic videos of her singing. She's out there riffing, singing songs better than half of the cool indie chicks that are like on the blocks. I would make a record with any. If someone's musically gifted and wants to work with me, I would love to work on your album. I would love to bring out your gift, and that's as a producer writer for other people. That's the goal.
Well, that's it, right? Yeah. But is there a part of you where it's like, okay, if Jon Bellion by name, is going to be featured on this record?
Oh, I'm not going to allow it to be nothing less.
It will be very different because trumpets, right? Jason Derulo, obviously you did Rihanna and Monster, but trumpets was yours. I mean, that was yours at first. It was your song, and I guess Jason was looking for something and gave you a call. And
literally, just hit me up. We met. We did a session in the studio for APG. This is like Mike Karen and those dope guys. He heard my artistry, and then he was like, I might hit you up one. And then he really hit me up one day and was like, what do you got? I was like, I just finished something like 2 days ago. Might be a little pop for my taste, but maybe you'll like it. I'm like, I think it might. And he was like, all right. That same day, he showed up at my crib, in my little apartment in LA at the time before I had no cuts, no nothing, and was in my room with a pop filter from a sock and was singing in my and I'm literally just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like I'm like engineering his vocals, like that was a good take. Yo, I really just said that to this man like he showed up at my house. It was insane. Ordered sushi. It was showed up with a dude who's like 6'5", yoked out of his mind. It was it was
I
pretty
see
crazy.
how Jason Derulo gets around.
He's a man.
Joking.
He does his thing. Yeah. No, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, that song gave you money. That gave you life, right? Much needed at the time.
Yeah, it gave me
What'd you buy? Anything crazy?
I went on a cruise the other day
That's
with
nice.
like how many? 21
Wow.
of my buddies.
Was it like? Did you like?
I have 3 goals in life. Literally,
go.
I'm a frugal dude. I have the same Maxima or Ultima. I was the same car for the past like
Nissan Altima, baby.
4 years, 5 years. I'm not gonna change it. I get to point A to point B. 3 goals. I wanted to go on a vacation with a lot of my friends, like a ton, and go on a really like hit a bunch of islands. And
Hell
cruise.
yeah.
But that was one. I want a really dope fish tank in my house. Like something that's like I've been obsessed with fish tanks since I was like little.
Yo, I know those guys from Vegas who make those crazy tanks.
You ever seen an Animal Planet?
Yeah, that's them. The tank
Shout
or
out
something?
if the record All Time Low works and we can share promotion and you want to do a fish tank for me, let's talk.
He'll promote your business to get a fish tank. That's perfect. Okay.
And
3.
I want to be able to do, and the third is I want to be able to just do what I want when I want.
Hell
I
yeah.
want, I don't know. I don't usually, if I want to.
He literally doesn't spend money on anything.
What?
Unless it's like food.
No money
Yeah.
except for
He
food.
might have.
No, I do,
Steak in Chipotle at this point in his life.
But does he do the extra guac in the Chipotle?
Yes.
You should-
They do
Wow.
alert me every time, though, which I
Splurge.
appreciate that. This will be extra. And I'm like, yes, I understand that. No, my only thing I splurge with, I guess, is that on tour, I cannot repeat underwear, t-shirt. As you can tell right now, my pits are sweating profusely. It's pretty hot in here.
I'm really sorry.
It's
but-
all good, man. Next time, this needs to be 45 degrees.
You really made him nervous.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. Coming from someone who has
I'll
overactive
fan
sweat
you.
glands.
Oh, I'm the same way.
Oh.
Oh, bro, you don't even understand. If I think too hard,
Yes.
it's going
And
through.
it can be cold outside. It doesn't even matter. It can literally be 62 degrees, nice breeze, but it's like it's a river.
Yeah, no, it's.
Oh,
I know.
I got
Feel your pain.
harassed in high school. It was the worst.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
I got
What? Go.
info.
Yeah.
Got Botox in my armpits to try and stop it.
He was.
It's called hyperhidrosis. My piss don't smell. They just sweat a lot.
That me too.
I'm a human. I'm trying to give it all out here.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Feel you.
And the Botox was a game changer for you.
Not at all.
Headline: Jon Bellion.
It worked for like 2.5 weeks. I had an interview at a radio station, and I just
It's just whatever.
or before I go on stage, I'm like, oh, time to go get some more Botox because it's just not working. It's whatever.
But on stage, it plays really well. It plays like wow.
That's the only reason why I jump around so much on stage and go so crazy is to hide the fact that if I wasn't, it would just be my piss. So I just try to get on stage. If my whole body's covered, they'll never know.
That's funny.
No, the only thing I splurge on tour would be I cannot repeat underwear, socks, or t-shirts. I can't repeat them.
So you only wear them once.
No, he
What?
2 days before tour, he will literally go to Target and just clear the shelves.
Wow.
That's but one thing I splurge on that's a little excessive, but
I think it's baller.
the crispy white tee, the crispy undies. It's just if you feel clean, you don't feel on tour. It's easy to feel. It's gross. You
Even
get
if you
gross
wash
on
them,
No,
though,
I
you
get
can
it.
wash them, right?
You can.
Yeah.
You can wash.
There's this thing called washing
Which is why-
machine.
Which
throw
is
the
why it's
clothes in.
excessive. I
No,
I appreciate it.
So what do you do with all the extra ones? So,
If it's an off day, they get washed.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will rewear them if they get washed, but do you gift them? Do you give them to your like band or crew? Right?
new
Like-
ones.
No, the old ones because you've only worn them once, and it's like
If they're washed and anybody needs one, I'll hook you up. But
Okay,
I'm not
got
gonna be
it.
like,
There you go.
how blessed are you to receive my dirty underwear? It's like,
Throw them in the ground.
For 2 days.
yeah, I have.
Chuck
Yeah.
all them in the ground.
Shirt looks like after a show. Nobody wants it.
yeah, nobody wants anything that's been worn on a show.
That was
What have
cute.
you since back in the day? What do you feel like when you look at yourself and you reflect? What's been the biggest change that you see in yourself?
Biggest change. I'm getting used to people having opinions about who I am and where I come from, and I'm getting more okay with the fact that I can't make everybody happy. I'm rolling with the punches a little bit better. I used to be way more obsessive about
Yeah.
how much I put into the music was how much I wanted people to view me. But now I'm like, yo, people are gonna say what they say. They're gonna have an opinion about my music. They're not gonna like it. They're gonna like it. If I choose to go in a different artistic direction, my fan base might be up in arms. It is what it is. I'm an artist. I'm gonna express myself, and I guess it comes with the territory. If you're not, that's what success brings. Success brings polarity.
Yeah.
People are gonna start to make decisions when you're on a grand platform. I'm blessed to be on the platform and focus on the platform that I have. Besides that,
Well, with all that being said, is there a part of you, right? Because listening to this album, I mean, honestly, you, beyond having the talent, but on numerous different levels can really like eventually compose. Like you could do the music for a movie, right?
Oh,
This
dude.
sounded like a soundtrack of a movie.
Have you guys seen the inside of the album?
I'm not.
Open it up.
It's gonna take me forever.
Open it up.
Oh, it was super easy.
like?
In editing, we could fast forward to
we'll
that
make it
moment.
fast.
So check out the
I love
pamphlet.
it.
Dope.
Yeah, I saw this got tattooed on somebody.
Yes,
It's
yes,
awesome.
crazy. So if you guys look at the pamphlet, every single song on the album has a Pixar movie poster. Every single song has a detailed image that would go along with the movie. The name of the movie is The Human Condition, and no one will ever see it. So that's the visual concept
amazing.
for all of this. So if you look at every single song on the album, and then you look at the pictures, there's Easter eggs. There'll be some of the producers. There's a song called Fashion. This dude, Stefan Makia, worked with The Weeknd, a bunch of different people. He's in that picture next to me in the fashion line. There's all these different Easter eggs throughout the thing. So when you said
Wow.
it's almost like you could score movies, that's the goal. This was a pseudo business plan. I used my debut album as a business plan to reach out to Pixar. So every time I come to a radio station like this,
There you
if
go.
All Time Low blows and you play this sound clip, let John Lasseter know that I want to work on a movie with him. I want to work on a movie with him. I'm throwing this into the universe. I'm saying this now.
But without seeing this, I saw the movie in my head with every listen. And
Yes.
as I listened from top to bottom of the album,
Yeah.
I mean, it was scary.
Yes.
And I think the detail in the lyrics, but they're catchy and they're upbeat and they're fun and they're inviting.
Yep.
The message is there.
Man.
Is the,
I'm going to bring him along. You have to do PR for me.
so is the goal to eventually? I mean,
That is the next goal. That is the next goal. I want All Time Low to be played and worked and successful on a level to where they hear the song and somehow maybe one of their kids or
Yeah.
someone who interns for them or whatever sees an interview with me and you that is gaining. Let them know that this is my message to them. I spent all of my own money. This is all of these images, all these things, all this campaign was done with literally my risk on my behalf to use this as a business plan to get to Pixar. So if the records work at radio, I just want that to be proof enough that a country enjoys my music. Let me score for you. I
Yeah.
will do anything it takes to score music for you.
Would you do it for free?
Yes, I would.
All right.
Hans Zimmer and all those guys are phenomenal. They're geniuses in what they do and they
Yeah.
evoke emotion with string sections and things like that. I think it would be literally transcendent to put instrumentals that the youth and people like within a setting of The Incredibles or Monsters
Yeah.
Inc. or whatever. When the scene changes, for it to be this bouncy rhythm where people be like, "Oh, I almost want the soundtrack to this because these beats are so dope."
Exactly.
But coined and paired with the perfect product that Pixar is, I just feel like I could bring that and move that forward. I get passionate about it. That's really
No, I love it.
yeah.
right.
I want it.
Makes me so happy.
I want in. I want in.
I
You,
hear
you,
it.
you do sound like Kanye right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is.
Do you think there's anybody out there doing what you're doing,
As far as
music-wise? Because I listened to the album, I was actually confused. I was like, oh, this is like different. Because I listened to everything that comes out, and it's
Yeah.
all kind of the same. And yours came out, and I was like, whoa, this is not like anybody else.
yes, I can confidently say that you're not gonna find like this is in and of itself. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no, it's very. I draw from a lot of places. My lyrical inspiration, you might say, oh, he sounds a little like the whole city mixed with a little Ben Gibbard, and the pronunciations.
I
they're
said
pointing
that.
at each other. They
I
probably
said that.
You
Yeah.
mentioned that
There's
earlier.
different inspirations, but I'm proud to say that the inspirations I draw from, they're very roots and they're
Yeah.
very they're not homogenized. It's very like a Madilla head. You
Yeah.
listen to the drum pockets on this album. Don't tell me these drum pockets are incredible. The drums are moving, they're swinging in a very dope way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm proud to say that it's definitely different from what's on the market for sure. But there's different styles, different feels for everybody.
You keep on mentioning pop, but do you consider yourself a pop artist?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to. I think it's what
Like you never consider like maybe I'm hip hop or rap or this or that. Or alternative, because
No,
there's a little
I'll take
21,
pop. I'll take
21
pop.
Pilots album, so it's like they kind of change throughout the song, and your music changes.
Yeah.
And they're like alternative.
Yeah. I think pop is just, it's a weird definition. It's a weird term. I think given your platform and how many people you reach, for some reason that transcends into pop. I think people start to think, when you think 21 Pilots now,
Yeah.
everybody calls it pop because
Yeah,
they're
that-
so massively successful.
But it's not pop.
It's not pop. There's a pre-hook. It's understandable and it's digestible. So I
Yeah.
guess people will throw it into the pop category, and that's fine. If I could have a large pop audience and deliver unpop things to this large pop audience, that's how you break through. That's how you change the course
Yeah.
of radio. That's how you do different things. All Time Low was finished 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Wow.
And in my lowly opinion, I think it sounds different than anything else to this day.
I agree with you.
Everything's soca, dance,
Yeah.
four to the floor, Caribbean takes right now.
Yeah.
And All Time Low is I think it's going
Not
to push
that.
through simply because it just sounds so different.
Everything is soca right now,
Everything is so good.
and it's weird.
Do you think anybody has tried to throw you under the white rapper label?
No.
Okay. That just because I saw you on Sway and you were rapping better than most rappers. I was like, I wonder if he's gotten that label.
The white rapper.
Because, like,
I enjoy rapping and I'm white. There's no getting around that. So I guess
Both are accurate.
I guess I would. Yeah, I'm a white rapper. But the thing is, though, like, I don't know. A lot of guys in the band, a lot of people around me. I know I like rap. I enjoy rap. Sure, I'm a white rapper and I make pop music. I'll go 16 for 16. I would love to rap alongside with anyone. So let's see what happens. You want to listen to the lyrics in the 16s on New York Soul Part 2?
I was just gonna say.
Go ahead, dive in. If you want, fine. You want to
You
give me
got
that
good reviews
label?
on that rap too. People liked it.
I would like to think so.
Well, with
Anytime I take
all the
breaks.
mumble rapping out there, at least you're saying things nowadays.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
See, I didn't say that.
I did.
I didn't.
I'll take full credit for that one.
Jon Bellion, Human Condition. You are going on tour with 21 Pilots.
Yes, I am.
Word.
You excited? Obviously.
I'm so excited. They seem like phenomenal people. They make phenomenal music. I'm excited.
Cool. So we have on the list that Shawn Mendes, Camille Cabello, possibly down for collaboration. 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah.
We've learned that. We talked about ADD. We've talked about Long Island. Anything else on anybody else's mind?
Don't forget Pixar. We talked about Pixar.
Yeah, that's
We
the
covered
big.
a lot. This is, like I said, might be my favorite interview that I've done. Legitimately.
Wow. I thank you.
Wait,
I
one more
thank you.
question, though.
Yeah.
Have you gone back and listened to all the music now after they've reached out to you? Like, have you listened to Fifth Harmony, 5 Seconds of Summer?
No, I've been too busy. Honestly, not that I don't want to or I don't respect what they do or anything like that. I just haven't dove in. I did CeeLo Green, a single for CeeLo Green recently. I did.
Cool.
So it's not
Cool.
just this is a pop station. These are pop kids that have reached out on Twitter, but there's
Yeah.
been other artists. There's artists like Stormzy and who might be on the all-time low rhythmic version for the UK.
Ooh.
But I'm just saying, like, there's other artists. It's not just the pop realm. I want to work in many different capacities. I've produced for many artists, many different
Yeah.
genres and stuff like that. So I'm down to work with anyone.
Are you going back and are you going to rework any songs for radio? Do you feel like you need to? Because you just mentioned that you're going to add somebody to All Time Low for rhythmic.
If all time low were, it's funny. I've seen a trend, or at least recently, that when one goes, when two goes,
You're
your 3, 4, 5, 6 don't need to be radio smashes. They just need to be good songs. The Weeknd, I only love you when it's happening. That's like what was he, 3 deep, 4 deep at that point?
Yeah.
That's not
You'd add
necessarily
anything that
a
he put out.
quintessential smash, but because he's such a great songwriter and the music's so good, you could let anything fly. If All Time Low goes, I'm not gonna change anything. I changed All Time Low. I altered it. It's different than the
I
original
know,
version.
well, first of all, masturbation, concentration. That's like the most. Same thing, kind of. Sometimes I focus real hard.
Yeah, he's like-
It takes a lot of focus.
You got
Yeah,
it.
no, I changed a lot of
Can't be
sonics
distracted.
and the lyrics, but yeah, I think All Time Low was the only thing I wanted to change to try to conform the best to a pop record.
Yeah.
And then if that goes, then Guillotine will be just as it is. With the
Amazing.
outro, 80s Films will be just as it is saying what I think should be singles. But
Hey, put it out there into the universe. Jon Bellion, you're awesome, dude.
you guys are. Thank you guys.
Well, no,
Thank you.
not
thank
not
you.
many. This you could keep this for your archive if you want to play this at a Christmas party or something. But not many stations, not many interviews can focus on positivity, make the artist feel comfortable, and talk about his passion. I think in the era of clickbait and the era of smut pushing and peddling to get these kids to be attracted toward negative things for them to click on certain things, it's impressive that you guys did your homework for a new artist like me who doesn't necessarily deserve that from you guys and that attention.
Dude.
That attention to detail to a guy like me who cares about his craft very much, I will tell everybody and whatever new artist or whatever to come here because
Thank
this
you.
is a phenomenal interview.
Then you're giving me goosebumps, and I can't ask
I
for
appreciate
anything
it.
more. So
Well, you
thank
haven't heard the edited version yet, so.
Y'all sentences are different.
It's all patched together.
I don't like many people.
Jon Bellion, everybody. Human Condition.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
We're literally just DJs, so it's like, why are we? It's not like it's that serious.